The amount of wealth you took out of India, that is nothing compared to what you did for us. You took tremendous amount of wealth, you built up the whole British kingdom from India.
You realize that without material wealth, your great empire would not have lasted a single moment. And do you also realize that it was because of our wealth, with our crops, our cotton, our jute, which has helped to make you a great empire, and in return for this, you offer us a vaguely nebulous democratic way of life, which you would have come to anyway. I have noticed that most Englishmen think that history began with the signing of the Magna Carta. Yes. It might be of some interest to you to know that history began some 3,000 years before that in the river valleys of the Indus, when your savage Anglo-Saxons were still running about dressed in skins. It might interest you now in turn to know that democracy is not your gift alone to the world. In my country, I think we had the ideas of democracy long before they were ever thought of in your little island.
When did you have the idea of democracy?
We had the ideas of democracy. We had the village councils, what we call the village panchayats, where the elected elders of the village managed the village as an administrative unit. That was done as far back 3,500 years before Christ.
But I came over here thinking that always our colonial policy had been right. I definitely believed that the whole world should be grateful to us for everything that we had done.
So, is it a British problem or an Indian problem? No, I think it is a British problem. First of all, because there is so much historical amnesia about what the empire really entailed. The fact that you don't really teach colonial history in your schools. Children doing A levels in history don't learn a line of colonial history. There's no real awareness of the atrocities, the fact that Britain financed its industrial revolution and its prosperity from the depredations of empire. The fact that Britain came to one of the richest countries in the world in the early 18th century and reduced it after 200 years of plunder to one of the poorest. But all of that is